Today, we're celebrating two incredible women leading two highly anticipated Prime Video original series. One is an Academy Award-winning actress, producer, and entrepreneur who continues to redefine what's possible, both in front of and behind the camera. The other has become one of the most compelling and formidable characters in television and is now stepping into her own spotlight. This conversation is about bold storytelling, powerful women, I'll say that again, powerful women, and the evolution of characters and creators who refuse to be underestimated. Please join me in welcoming Academy Award-winning actress, executive producer, and founder of Orit Entertainment, Octavia Spencer.
It's Octavia! It's Octavia!
And she has played the fan favorite character Neely on Prime Video's #1 running series and is now leading her own spin-off series. Please welcome the star of Neely, Maria Sten.
Yes!
Maria! Thank you for being here. Thank you both for being here and being at Essence. Is this both of you your first time?
Yes, it's my first time having something to do.
My first time too.
Awesome. Please give them a good welcome to Essence. So,
Love it.
Octavia, you've built an incredible career. Audiences know you from many beloved roles across drama, comedy, thrillers. If you could get them to bring back Truth Be Told, I'd really appreciate it. I was watching that all the time. But through Orit Entertainment, you've also become a really powerful force behind the camera as an executive producer and storyteller. As both a star and executive producer of an action story like Ride or Die, what was it about this project that made you champion it?
Just those things. I loved seeing Viola Davis in G6 doing all the stunts and being the president.
Yes.
And I said, why not? I don't have to do all the stunts, thank God, but I love the idea of playing outside of the box or the archetypes that they normally see Black women of a Zoftig nature play. So I was happy to do something different.
I love that. Why not? Why not? I'm taking that. How has becoming a producer changed the type of stories that you want to tell?
I think it allows us the diversity of characters, right? Otherwise, I'm playing something that people always want to see me do instead of things that challenge me. And we all know that I am not an athlete or anything close to a person who should be doing stunts. So why not play in that arena?
Yeah.
And I want to be able to open those spaces for all women to be able to lead their own stories. And if I waited for people to feed me, then I would never eat.
Okay.
So I like to make my own place at the table so that we can invite all of us to have careers and make the stories and tell the stories that we want to tell.
That's right. Thank you for
Amen.
championing and being an advocate in that way. Maria, audiences first met Frances Neely through the Reacher universe, and she quickly became a fan favorite. I am fans, okay? Reacher's showrunner mentioned how he was so inspired by you and your interpretation of Neely that he created this character for you. What do you think it is about Frances Neely that resonates with people so much?
So many things. She's independent. She's self-reliant. She's strong, and she doesn't take no BS.
That's it.
Right? And I think, as with Reacher, she stands up for the little guy. And I think she shows the world that there is this strong, independent Black woman who doesn't need to put on. She is just who she is and goes into the world the way that she is, for better or for worse. And I think that's can be liberating. And so I think that's probably what people are responding
Yeah.
to.
And she just doesn't wait for permission. And I love
No.
that. I love that.
She does not.
So now you're stepping into this lead role, your own series. What has it been like stepping away from a beloved ensemble into something that is your own?
It's been so exciting. I mean, I've been living with this character for so long, and I always have, I did the work. I'm an actor, so I had to figure out her backstory. I had to come up with all of the stuff about why she is the way that she is, and it's so nice to finally get to dive into that, and for the audience and the world to see who Neely is when she isn't, coming to help Reacher out, because I think she has so much more to reveal, so much more to show the world, and I'm just very, very excited that we get to see that too.
It's time. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Octavia, Ride or Die feels like an exciting new chapter for audiences who know and love your work. Without giving too much away, how would you describe the series to someone who's hearing about it for the first time?
I would put it in a nutshell like this. Say you have your bestie that you've known for 25 years, and you think that you know everything about that person, that you're the one that's leading the exciting life, bringing her along because she's just a forensic accountant, and then you find out she is an assassin. She kills people for money, and all that ensues with that. And reconciling whether or not you have a good sense of judgment, of character. Are you who you think you are?
Yes.
That you didn't notice these red flags. So.
Yes. So before we continue, we're excited to share a special sneak peek of Ride or Die with you all. Yay.
Yeah. What the hell? This isn't happening.
This is a graveyard. What am I supposed to find?
Who were those people? Why are they shooting at
I
us?
can't tell you. I don't know.
See? DCXX? What is this?
I don't know. I think somebody wanted me to find it.
DC. Debbie Claiborne. Those are my initials. It's me.
What are my initials doing? Debbie, will you wait? Will you just calm down?
Calm down? Calm down! You've got a gun. The wing mirror has been shot off, and I don't even know how we got to this van.
Oh, we stole it.
We stole it.
Yes, I said action, but it's also hilarious. So, had you worked with Hannah before?
No.
Okay.
No.
So how did you all build such an authentic looking friendship on screen? Like, it feels so authentic that you've been friends for 25 years.
I admire her work. She admires mine. And to be honest, I think we were both terrified of the heavy lifting, which is, thank God she had all the fight sequences. I just had to run along and all of those things. I think we were so overwhelmed with what that would mean because, we're actresses, and I get her. She's a single mom, and I was raised by a single mom, and it was just about building community and letting her know that, hey, this part of the job, I got you.
Yeah.
And the rest was making sure neither one of us got hurt.
Yeah. Single moms, I think, are the real powerful women in the world.
You better
I have two of my
recognize.
own. And I'm like, how are people doing this by themselves? Like, after watching that clip with an audience, what are you most excited for viewers to experience when they watch?
I never want to tell people how to feel or what to think. I only invite you to watch, and I always like to see what I have in common or don't have in common with the character. For me, I want to know, like, if I was dating him and he was going out all those nights, I would know.
Yeah.
And so now I'm thinking, as Debbie, how could I not know? There are a lot of things that are elucidated to my character, in real time. And I would invite people to just watch, get away from the norms of what's happening in your world, allow for some distraction and fun. And then I'm on Instagram. Tell me what you think. Debbie was clueless, or Debbie had it right. Debbie has a heart. I want to know what you think, but I invite you all to watch.
That's fair. Yeah. And just the laughter, I think that's needed right now. Just the lightheartedness. So, yeah, give yourself permission to experience it in that way. Maria, let's talk about Neely. What can you tell us about, outside of the fact that she doesn't wait for permission and she's a badass, what can you tell us about where we find Neely at the beginning of this next chapter?
We find her in Chicago doing her job, doing it well, not making friends, certainly. That's not necessarily her strong suit, but she gets the job done. And then her childhood friend winds up dead. And of course, we think that there's something suspicious about that. And she starts to investigate it. And I think really this series is about, or at least the first season is about, Neely really understanding what happened to her in the past and why she is the way that she is, and really having to come to terms with her past in order to move forward in her life. And I think that is the difference between Neely and Reacher. You know, it's all the good stuff that you love about Reacher, but Neely has this very, you know, emotional arc to the story that I think will be a very interesting, you know, differentiation between the two shows. And then it gets crazy. I mean, we get crazy. It is not what you expect. But I love that about the show. Really, it's, you know, her dealing with her trauma.
Okay. Yeah, we are all very excited to watch. So to both of you, action storytelling requires, I can only imagine, extraordinary preparation. What was the most challenging or even the most fun part of stepping into these roles that are just like women doing it?
I can honestly say that it was the exact same, challenging and fun, the whole action element of it. How many of you are parents or aunts or uncles of a child that plays a contact sport? Okay, that's what it was like. There's this exhilaration, you want them to win, but then at the same time, you don't want anyone to get hurt. And then I realized, oh, I could be the one to get hurt. So there was all of that. And as a producer, you want to make sure that your actors, being myself and Hannah, are okay, that the crew is okay. But it was exhilarating, it was challenging, but I feel even more grateful that we met the moment and that I'm getting to present our work to you guys here. And what do you think?
I take a little bit of a different approach. I think I am the one who asks, why will you not let me jump off the 12-foot roof? I want to jump off. I want to jump through the window. And they're like, well, you know, we can't let you get hurt. We can't insure you, which is totally understandable. But I do, you know, we have a great stunt team on Neely, and they let me do as much as what is safe, of course, and in a way that we get to shoot it where it looks like me, because it is me doing it. So that's really exciting. But I also have an amazing stunt double. But I will say the action for sure is it's a lot of work, but it's so fun and it's so challenging, and you get to sort of be fully in the moment and commit to these things, and it's a blast.
So you live your life like this, like you want action all the time.
I do. I am a bit of an adrenaline junkie in my personal life as well. I will go,
I'm feeling that.
Yeah, I will go bungee jumping off of waterfalls and the Kenyan bush. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, so if Frances, Neely, and Debbie were to meet in person and cross paths, who would take charge first?
Well, Debbie would map out all the locations.
There we go. There we go.
And she would let her lead wherever she wanted to go.
And jump off and do all the things. Yes.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think Neely would go along to get along, and then suddenly she'd be like, no, we're going the other way.
So both of these, I love that. Both of these projects center women who are layered, complex, and powerful in very different ways. Just lastly, both of these stories, they're women that refuse to be underestimated. So what do you hope viewers feel or are inspired by when they watch? Or even what advice do you have to people who are watching your journey through this industry and creating stories that fans are gonna love? Either one.
You know, what I love the most about playing Neely is when Black women come up to me in the world and they say, oh my God, my sister and I, we watch your show, or my daughter loves you, because it shows me that they see themselves reflected in the landscape. And with someone like Neely, you know, she's very understated. She doesn't try to be anything that she isn't. And I think that is definitely a lesson that we can all learn and use. And I think it's nice to have that out there for, you know, us to see ourselves.
Yes.
I agree, and I think the fact that we are here at Essence is it's the promise, right? I think that we as women and young men that are in this room, but as a woman, we are the center of our stories, right? And we should have that projected in every facet of our lives. And as a producer, I promise that I'm going to continue to tell stories that center Black women, and our little Black girls and little Black boys can see themselves. And it is important. If you can't, especially when we have creatives, and I love that you're a writer too, when we have creators who put their movies and films out there, we have to support them, guys. If you can't actually physically go to the theater, buy a ticket. Buy a ticket at a matinee, because I promise you, if we don't support the books that are written, the albums that are made, if we don't support us, no one else will. So we have to stand in the gap for each other.
Yes.
And stick together as well,
Exactly.
you know, like find those people who are on the same mission as you are, the producer, the writer, and create those stories together.
Amen
Absolutely.
to that. Amen to that. This has been a wonderful conversation, and I think what stands out most about both of these shows, Ride or Die and Neely, and both of you, is that strength comes in many forms. And some of the most compelling stories are the ones led by women who are powerful, who are intelligent, who don't ask and wait for permission. So I just want to say thank you to both of you all for being here, but I think more importantly, as a Black woman, thank you to both of you sincerely for how you live your life, how you walk through the world, how you show up on screen, so that we do see ourselves in a really positive light. I appreciate you more than you know, and thank you for coming here to talk about these shows. But before we go, we have one more surprise. So that's what we like to do. There's no better place to celebrate an icon like Octavia Spencer than here at Essence Festival. Throughout, yes, that's right, And you can keep clapping in a few moments, warm up your hands. Throughout today's conversation, we've talked about your incredible career. We all love you. I watch all the things. And as an actress, a producer, an entrepreneur, and a storyteller. But it feels especially fitting to close by recognizing this next milestone. I am thrilled to share exclusively with all of you here today that Octavia Spencer is the newest cover of Essence magazine. Please join me in congratulating Octavia. Stand to your feet. This is amazing, and she looks beautiful. Yes. Yes, she looks gorgeous. Yes. Thank you all for being here as well and joining us in this conversation. Have a wonderful time the rest of the weekend. Be safe and dance your booties off at the concerts. Thank you.